Welcome to episode 109 of Actors 2020 podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Keatth. Have you ever wondered how do you get work if you don't live in Los Angeles and if you don't live in New York? Well, today we have two very special guests. We have Eli and Lucas from Massachusetts. Eli is only 5 years old and Lucas is in the 18 to 25 category. We're going to start off with Eli D. Goss first. He's 5 years old. He's almost 4'1" and he is tons of fun. And he has his own personal quote, which is, "You do your best and forget the rest." That's pretty amazing. Let's give Eli a call and let's see who we're going to be speaking with. Will it be his mom? Will it be his dad? I have no idea. You're going to find out when I find out. We're calling Eli now. Let's see what Eli has to offer you. So here we go.
Hi, this is Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. This is Johnny Keatth from Actors 2020 podcast. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you for your submission. Eli is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, he really pops on all his photography work.
Thank you.
But of course, you know that already. So I'm sitting here going through the pictures with my wife. Like, he's very, very photogenic.
He loves this picture taken. He's a little ham for the camera.
I definitely can see that. I watched all his audition tapes. The camera loves him too. I can't believe he's getting started so young. You know, you talk to some actors who are in their 20s and they kind of want to do it. They're not so together. And it seems like this guy, you know why? Because he doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Exactly. And that's actually helpful, but hindering at the same time. And it's funny because you say that, and with him being 5, I almost feel like I'm late to the game.
Wow, that's true because you go to the auditions and you see kids that have been doing it since they were infants.
Exactly.
So how is it stressful or is it stressful at all on you? Because you actually have to have some free time to run him to all these auditions. I mean, New York's 4 hours away. Atlanta's, 16 hours away? And LA, 3,000 miles? How do you do it?
It is a lot of planning, actually. I also have a full-time job. And
wow.
New York really isn't all that bad because we do have trains that we can get to. So anything that's actually within the city itself, like Manhattan or, anywhere in those areas, that is fairly easy to do. That can be back and forth in a day on a train. He is free on the train, so that part isn't so difficult. Atlanta, thankfully enough, my mother-in-law lives down there, so anytime
Perfect.
that we go to visit her, I can always book him for something.
So housing's taken care of. You can always borrow a car. So that's awesome.
Exactly. So that's nice. And as far as the LA goes, we haven't done anything yet. His manager is based out of LA. I would obviously have to take a flight. But if it's something that's going to help him out and be a wonderful experience for him and maybe open up some doors for him, I'm perfectly fine with doing it.
Right. So tell the listeners where you actually live right now.
I live in Boston area, outside
Okay.
Providence, Rhode Island, 50 miles south of Boston.
Your son so far looks like has done one film and it says lead right next to it. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we spent 4 days in Maine in the beginning of February for a student film that he was a lead role in. It was his very first experience, and I can't be more thankful that everyone that he worked with was wonderful cast, wonderful crew, and just help. We left there and he was like, "Mommy, I want to do more."
Wow.
I was so blessed in that aspect that everybody was absolutely wonderful.
It looks like Eli has a lot of modeling experience and recent.
That's when he actually started, yeah, and it sort of blew up recently. It's just kind of like, to be honest, hit or miss. Whatever comes, we do, we apply, submit, and then just sort of forget about it. He has a saying that he likes to say, "You do your best and forget the rest."
Mm-hmm.
That's what he tells me all the time, and I just go off of that. We submit, And if something comes out of it, great. If not, that's great too.
How do you get the gigs? Do you rely on your agent, or is there something online where you submit yourself for that?
So before, he actually is just recently with the agent and the manager. I'm talking like just 1 month. Everything was me submitting online through the various acting sites like Casting Network, Actors Access, and Backstage.
Awesome. So that's pretty good, though, because he's really still kind of at the very beginning of the career. And he's actually, I know you say maybe he's a little behind, but from what I've seen, from what's been submitted to me, seems like he's already got a great solid foundation to keep going from there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of hard work, but at the same time, I have been very grateful to have found a wonderful group of people on the internet to kind of help me navigate through things. It's sad that there are a lot of scams out there in the industry, an awful lot of scams. I've been lucky I haven't gotten taken for thousands. I know one woman that was taken for $3,500 in a scam. I know. It's crazy. I'm very thankful to have a wonderful group of internet friends, and we're from all over the world, actually. Some like, UK, Australia, US, Atlanta, California, pretty much everywhere. And we all just help each other out and bounce ideas off of and are like, hey, this person contacted me. What do you think of them? What's the word? They're extremely helpful to help steer him in the right way. And at least with him being so small, I'm the one that deals with it, and he doesn't even know that part exists. And so as he gets older, I can choose to slowly get him into, the downfalls that he might come across in acting, so that when he gets older, should he continue to pursue this, he's aware and knows how to properly deal with it.
Right. But for now, ignorance is bliss, huh?
Yeah, for now. I mean, he's 5, so.
Let him be 5.
Yeah, as long as he says, Mommy, I want to do this, we do this. The second he says, Mommy, I'm done, then we're done. He drives it. That's
great, because, there are some parents who are pushing their kids because maybe they didn't make it as an actor and they want to live through their child.
Yeah, and he just came in and made it clear that he does not drive. He wanted me to make that clear to you, that he does not drive. He's 5.
That's so great. How do you go about getting the work permits? I see you have work permits in New York and Georgia and California.
Yeah, those actually were not as difficult as I thought. They do require, New York and California do require special trust accounts set up so that 15% is untouchable and just goes towards the child. So that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. California is the only state that does require that a special trust called the Coogan Trust be set up, and that you can just do online. And then the applications for the work permits are all found online. You just Google child acting permit in whatever the state that you're looking for, and the application's right there. You start it online, print it off, and mail it in. It's literally that simple.
What do you see for your future? Like, what do you see, like, when, because he's only 5 right now.
Yeah.
Like, by the time he's 10, where do you see him? If he keeps saying, yes, Mommy, I want to do this.
If he keeps saying, yes, Mommy, I want to do it, then, we're going to go as best we can and see where it gets us. He keeps saying TV, but that's also, with him being of a younger age, he doesn't really see much in a movie theater as well. So for him, movies and television both just kind of happen on a TV, not on like a big movie theater screen type thing. I don't know which one he would choose, to be honest, because I know that it does require a different set of skills to be a TV actor versus a film actor. So it just kind of would depend which direction he decides to go for.
Does he want to get on the phone and talk?
We can try it and see how it goes. Let me get you on speaker and see if we can get him in here.
Oh my God. Okay.
Eli, come here, please. You're on speaker. My friend wants to ask you some questions.
Hi.
Hello, Eli. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So we're just interviewing child actors. Why do you want to be an actor?
And it just looks cool, so I want to try it out, see if it's good.
I saw a lot of your pictures online, and all your pictures are really nice. Did you have fun taking all those pictures?
Yeah. We were in Maine 5 days.
Really?
I've heard my mom say 4, but she made a mistake.
No, it was 4 days.
No, it was 5.
4 days, 5 days, that's how much time you spent making that movie?
Yeah, 5 days.
Did you get up close and actually look at the camera equipment really close? Because I think the cameras are kind of big, aren't they?
They are huge.
And did you see yourself when they were filming you? Did they have a monitor and you could see your face on the monitor?
I did see it on the computer, Bubba.
Oh, okay. So after you shot it, they played it back for you and you saw yourself? How is it when you see yourself on the computer? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like you have a lot of print model jobs, like you did some modeling. Did you like doing all the modeling work?
Yes, I did. I loved it. Oh, I love it. It's because I like to film, and when I film, it gets better and better every time. Every day I film, it gets better and better.
Did you have fun when you were on the set? Did you actually have a lot of fun, or did it seem like it was work? Was it work or was it fun?
It was work.
But you had fun doing it too, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I had so much fun I couldn't even take it anymore.
You couldn't even take it anymore. It was too much, huh?
So I loved it so much. I couldn't even take it. I loved it so much.
And you want to do more of that? Like when you're 6 years old and 7 years old and 8 years old and 9 years old? Do you want to keep doing more and more and more?
I'm going to keep doing more till I'm 100 years old.
Really? All the way to 100?
Yeah, I love them so much.
So when you're 20 years old and 30 years old, you're still going to be doing modeling and acting?
Yep, I'm still going to do it when I'm 20,000.
Wow, that's awesome. Like if you had to do like the movie of your choice, what kind of movie would you want to do?
A toy about my tablet. My tablet's a toy. And my Play-Doh.
You would want to do a movie about tablet shows and something on your tablet and Play-Doh?
Yeah, and Play-Doh.
So he's talking about like all the YouTube videos where kids get like the things and open them up.
Okay. Tell me about one of your hobbies. I saw on the internet, you play a sport called ice hockey.
Yeah, I do play ice hockey.
Wouldn't that be fun if you did a movie where you were like an ice hockey person?
Yeah, I would like that. I would love that.
That's what I was thinking when I saw the video of you and you were out there shooting around. I said, wouldn't that be great if they made like an ice hockey movie, like for little kids, and you could be one of the people in the movie?
Yeah, I want to do that. That's what I've been wanting to do all year.
Really? How did you get into playing ice hockey?
Last year.
So you have to put on all that equipment? You have to put on the headgear and the body gear and all the skates too?
Yep.
Do you guard the goal like a goalie, or are you one of the people that hit the puck inside?
Hit the puck inside the goal.
All right, so you're one of the players.
Yeah, I'm one of the players. I play and try to shoot it in.
Do you do that for fun, or do you actually play on a team?
I actually play on the team.
How many points have you scored?
3,000.
Oh, really? That's a lot of points.
I won a golden medal from baseball last year.
Oh, you play baseball too?
Yeah, I won a golden medal from the champion.
I heard that you can whistle. Can you do some whistling for me? That's pretty good. Is there anything else that you want to say about movies or acting or modeling? Anything else you want to say about that?
Nothing I need to say right now, but I'll tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
So, when we were in Maine, we were in the backyard, and when we were filming, there's a guy named Jack. We were chasing him.
So you had a lot of fun, it seems like, making that movie in the backyard.
Yeah.
And what did they say every time they moved the camera?
Camera flies, camera flies.
Camera flies, like flying?
Yeah, I loved it.
How tall are you?
I'm 47,000 inches tall.
And how much do you weigh?
3,000.
You said 45,000, so that means probably 45 pounds.
Yes, 40,000 million trillion gazillion pounds.
How old are you right now?
5.
And you're going to be 6 this year, right?
No, I'm going to be 6 on July 11th.
So that's 7-11.
7-11-13, my little Vegas baby.
Excuse me, I am not a baby.
I'm sorry, you're not a baby.
Thank you.
Hey, Eli, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
That was great. That was great.
Perfect. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate it, too. Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was Eli D. Goss from the great state of Massachusetts. He's 4 foot tall, 45 pounds, and he's only 5 years old. If you want more information, it's very simple. Just go to Eli D. Goss, GOSS.com. You can also look him up on the Internet Movie Database. This kid is going places. He's got great parents to take him there. Love, love, love this kid. Next up is another young actor from Massachusetts. He's not quite 5 years old, but he is in the 18 to 25-year-old category. His name is, I hope I don't slaughter it, he will correct me, it's Lucas Silveira. He's an actor who lives in Massachusetts. I'm so interested to see how he gets work up there, how he got into the Screen Actors Guild, etc. So now we're going to give Lucas a call, and we're going to see what he has to offer you. And here we go.
Hello?
Hello, Lucas.
Yay, what's going on?
Hey, it's Johnny Keatth from Actors 2020 Podcast. How are you?
Pretty good, and yourself?
Awesome. First of all, let's get the pronouncing of your last name. How do you say your last name?
Silveira, that's Silveira.
You're up in Massachusetts?
That's correct.
Right. So how do you get work up there?
I have an agency in Manchester, New Hampshire, and then they kind of get me a little bit of work. And then other times I just kind of try to look anywhere for work. There's Boston Casting, which has some work sometimes. There's also Backstage that I use every single day.
Okay, so you're not on like LA Casting, Actors Access?
No, I'm not on those yet.
Most of those are like for more like, New York and Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually.
How did you get your Screen Actors Guild card?
It was actually last year. I've done this project for 3 months. It's a Netflix series coming out. It's called The Society.
Okay.
They put me on there as a union quite a lot. And then eventually the union called and said, listen, you're at the point of must join. And I said, okay, I guess I'm joining.
Perfect. So what was that AAA? Was it a AAA commercial or a AAA film? What was that?
That was a TV commercial. It was on for a year. It was a year contract that I had. It was just something that my agent said, hey, AAA wants to work with you. And I was like, perfect. I guess I nailed the audition.
So tell me a little bit about some of the modeling jobs that you've had. I've never interviewed a model yet.
Honestly, I first started off, I went to visit my godparents in Brazil. They have their own purse and backpack company. So they were like, oh, we have to go back to America to take pictures with models. And I was like, well, how about me? My godmother tells me I'm gorgeous all the time. She calls me beautiful all the time. So I'm like, hey, how about me? And she says, well, you go back to America, go to school for it, and then we can talk.
Ooh.
So I did that.
I like that.
So I came back. I was listening to the radio. They said, oh, have you ever wanted to work in Disney Channel? Ever wanted to be in movies? And I was like, yes. So I called immediately. And then the next day I had an audition to go to the school.
That's awesome. That's actually really great parenting. Instead of just giving you something or buying your way in, they actually made you work for it.
And I am very grateful for that.
So you said Brazil, so that means you must speak Portuguese. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you say something in Portuguese?
Eu gosto muito de visitar minha família no Brasil.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Have you ever heard of a person called Amberly Snyder?
Amberly Snyder, that sounds very familiar.
Right. So she is currently on a Netflix movie about her life story. She used to be a horse barrel racer, and she was on her way up, and she had a very tragic accident that left her paralyzed from the legs down. And she went back and she figured out how to get back on that horse, even though she had paralyzed legs, and she went back and became a champion. And the first things they said to her, what are your 3 goals? And they were walk, ride, rodeo, and that's the name of her Netflix movie. And I think that you had some type of accident that put you out for a while and you had to come back. Could you talk about that?
Yes, there was actually. It was 2 years after I arrived in America with my family. I was visiting a good friend of mine, and my mom calls me, hey, Lucas, come back home. I was 7 years old.
Oh.
I was going back home, and a truck on this little road decided to, burn some rubber. He came out of nowhere while I was exiting my friend's house. He hits me with the truck. That pretty much put me in a coma for about 3 months or so.
Wow.
Luckily, I was in America, so everything was fast. The hospital was fast. The police was fast. Everything was very, very fast. With a little bit of time, I finally recovered, but not fully. I recovered with massive brain injury, so I couldn't remember anything. I didn't know how to walk, didn't know how to talk, didn't know how to breathe.
Wow.
Didn't know anything. I didn't even know who my parents were, didn't know my name.
Really?
So I had to relearn everything. Everything I had to relearn. Slowly but surely, And now, I'm here still walking, so I thank God for all of that.
Wow, so you like elementary school, gone? Couldn't remember any of that?
Couldn't remember anything. Next thing you know, I'm back in school, but I'm in the 3rd or 4th grade. I needed a special teacher with me the whole time until I got to high school. And then even then in high school, I had special classes. They were like, all right, we're going to put you in this class because it can help you better. And yeah, and that's pretty much all that went down.
So the next 3 to 5 years, what do you see yourself doing? Where do you see yourself kind of ending up? What are your goals, dreams, and aspirations?
My dream is to live in Los Angeles, to fly out in 2 years, save up enough money, and have my own little place.
That's perfect. Definitely save your money. Plan on driving. Anywhere you park, there's parking tickets. You definitely have to watch out for that. Now, your car's in Massachusetts. Do you have to go get a smog every so often, or can you just renew it every year?
I just renew it through the computer, and then they send me the paperwork later.
And you don't have to bring your car in at all?
No.
Right. So if you drive out here, leave your car registered where you're at, and so you'll never have to do a smog. And then when you get pulled over by the cops, you just lay on your thick Boston accent. And I used to do this. I used to keep my Texas plates on there. And every time I get pulled over, I'd go, "Oh yeah, hi officer. I'm just down here visiting my family. I'm going to be out of here in like a week or so." And they would let me go like so many times. But that would be definitely my advice to save you a lot of money. Leave your car registered there while you're out here.
That's not a bad idea.
So do you ever go into New York for any auditions? Because how far away is that? That's like 2 hours away, isn't it?
That's like 4 hours, but yeah,
oh my gosh.
I've been to New York a few times. There was actually an audition that I had. It was for a soap opera called All My Children. I went to do that audition. I didn't get it. They wanted me to play a bad boy, and I was a nice guy at the time. But now I can definitely play that role.
Yeah, you definitely could now. All right, so I want to ask you about a few of your special skills. So are you proficient at everything that you said on there? Like, have you actually snowboarded before?
Yes, I love doing that. I'm really good at it.
That's the great thing about California. You can drive up to Big Bear, and you can go skiing up there, then come back and go to the beach and go surfing all in the same day.
That's definitely the dream that I want right there.
Rollerblading, I'm sure you've done that. Now, actually, roller skating, have you actually roller skated where you had the 4 wheels?
Yes, I actually have a pair in my car.
Really?
I use them all the time. I love it.
Awesome. Bike riding, I'm sure you're good at that. Swimming, I'm sure.
Yes.
Basketball, you're tall. Running, yeah. Football. Ice skating?
Ice skating, yes.
So you're proficient on motorcycle riding as well?
Oh, yes.
Do you actually have an M1 motorcycle license? You just kind of just do it for fun?
No, I have the license.
That's awesome. So do I. So tell us a little bit about Jungleland.
Jungleland, oh my gosh, that was a great privilege for me to do. So it was more just like my agent was like, "Hey, are you busy this day? Can you do this?" And I said, "You know what? Sure. I just quit my full-time job. I'm ready to get back on this and doing it full-time." So I went down there. I was like, "All right, cool. I have no idea what I'm walking into." They just said, "Hey, it's going to be at a bar this time. Just bring a bunch of clothes." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I showed up, and then I see the actors. Like my heart just like stopped for a second because I was able to see someone who like gave me so much like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life kind of thing. Don't really know his last name, how to say it correctly. I just know his first name. His name is Charlie. Mm-hmm. He played in Sons of Anarchy. He was like the lead.
Charlie Hunnam?
Yes, him.
Okay.
Seeing him was just a huge privilege to see him act. I was like, wow, I know this is just acting, but it just felt so real when he was acting.
That's pretty cool because you see somebody on television, because I thought I would be like that because I did tons and tons of extra work. When I stood in for Christopher Lambert, he did the Highlander series. Kevin Bacon from Apollo 13, I was his photo double. So I've never really been impressed with any of the celebrities that I've seen. But I used to watch Kung Fu Theater back in the day, these Bruce Lee movies. And there was this one guy who would always say, "My boss is going to do this." And he was this little wimpy guy. And I was doing something in Las Vegas where you get up and you promote like a product in front of people. And I think it was called Virtua Racing, where I was saying, get into the driver's seat and get ready for the most realistic race car game. It was like stuff like that. And I saw that character, that Chinese character. He was there, and I'm like, oh my God, it's him. I mean, there was all these celebrities there, but that's the one guy I wanted to, and I never could get to him. I saw him, and I lost him in the crowd. I was like, oh my God. But that was kind of one of the questions I was going to ask you. What are your current real models, not role models, but real models that are acting today that you identify with?
Honestly, like Charlie Hannon, he's definitely one of them. Another one, Dwayne Johnson. I mean,
okay.
I used to watch him when he did the wrestling. I even had his like action figures and everything. And then I saw him I started seeing him in movies. I'm like, that is so cool. Yeah. I grew up watching this guy on TV like wrestling, and I had his action figure when I was a little kid. And then I see him like doing all these cool things. I'm like, that is awesome. That's the dream right there.
That's right. And you never hear any bad things about him. Nothing is ever said bad about him.
No.
Is there anything else out there you want to say, anything you want to promote, or tell people how they can contact you?
I would say the easiest way is through Instagram or Facebook. You could actually look me up at my Instagram nickname is Lucas Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
That was actually a joke that when I was in high school, there were these two girls that gave me that nickname because they saw that I was like doing photo shoots. I was doing all this acting stuff, and they're like, "Hey, Hollywood." And next thing you know, Lucas Hollywood stuck.
That's good.
And that was my nickname.
Awesome.
Instagram name right there.
So if they go to Instagram, is there a button that they click on there and they get your email address, or how does that work?
So there's actually a little button that can just send me a direct message.
Okay.
And then from there, I could just be like, oh, here's my email.
Right. They can also go to your modeling agency, NEMG Model and Talent Management.
Correct.
and get a hold of you there. Well, that's awesome. I'm so looking forward to talking to somebody who wasn't in Los Angeles to find out how they actually got work, how they actually got into the Screen Actors Guild. So your goal is to save up enough money, and you're not going to go to New York. You're going to come to Los Angeles, and you're going to come here and just by yourself and pursue your career here in Los Angeles in the next couple of years, correct?
That's correct. That's what I'm hoping for.
Awesome. Well, stay focused, and definitely when you get here, stay focused, because there are so many distractions. There's so much to do, and every day I would just be getting up, joining LA Casting. I would be joining Actors Access. You're already on Backstage. Get up every day, work with your agent, put yourself out there, and don't be sucked up by all the distractions out here in Los Angeles. That would be my advice to you.
Yes, most definitely. Stay focused.
It was very awesome talking to you. I appreciate you being my guest star today, Lucas.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, too. I'd like to thank Eli and Lucas for being my two very special guest stars today. And remember, if you want to get a hold of Eli, it's elidgoss.com. And to get a hold of Lucas, it's Hollywood Lucas on Instagram. Those are the two fine young actors that Massachusetts has to offer. I'd like to take a minute and say thank you to all of the people who have emailed us saying that they really enjoy what I'm doing and enjoy the quality of the entertainment professionals that have been on my podcast. I'm going to read you just one of the emails. Hey, Johnny, I just finished listening to some of your podcasts. I had no expectations, but wow. It was probably one of the best podcasts I ever heard. Total truth and honesty without any fluff. Joe Ryan III blew me away. I emailed him offering my services for free. Fantastic stuff. So thank you for that email. Thank you for all your emails. Next up on episode 110 is Ernie Rivera. You don't want to miss this young man's story. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Actors 2020 Podcast. I'm Johnny Keatth, your host, where we promote one or two actors at a time. If you're an actor and you would love to be promoted, just contact us at actors2020podcast@gmail.com. Now we're going to end this episode like we end every episode with something called The Lesson. Because life is a bitch. Gee, really? Why don't you tell me something I don't already know? Cause everywhere I go, people tell me what to do. Hey, go to church, go to school, you treat me like a fool. Now, I don't need religion, culture, or class. You don't like that fact? Well, you can kiss my... Yeah, I'm white and I rap. You got a problem with that? Loosen up. And don't be so uptight, take it easy, E. We got the whole night, yes, I'm psyched. I'm ready to get the show on the road. I don't want to stop, cause I just might explode. I'll tell you what, home slice, I'm twice as nice than any bad boy rapper called Vanilla Ice. My lesson, yeah, it's hip. In case you didn't know what I'm here to inform ya, I'm better than snow. I don't moonwalk or dunk like these Michael J's, but I can hold my own. You hear what I say? Now listen, learn. Cause here comes the lesson. Lesson 1. Everybody sit down. JK is gonna take you for a ride uptown. Yo, this is the story of the Hollywood game. Choose your path careful, you're the only one to blame. Now when it comes to pot, crack, tweak, or blow, stick to the rules and just say no. Because you're young, you're eager, you want in the movies. Don't think you'll get there by giving up the booty. Cause they'll use you, abuse you, throw you out like trash. And then you'll discover that you're out of cash. Now your heart, your soul is somewhere on the shelf. And you're walking through the streets now talking to yourself. The lesson. Well, you heard lesson 1, it's time for lesson 2. You have a choice and the choice is up to you. I came to Hollywood to be a rich and famous star, but for now I'm waiting tables and I'm tending someone's bar. Pictures, classes, agents, where the hell does it all end? Every time I turn around, I'm starting over again. I finally got a break with a 5 line and under. My life was starting to roar like lightning and thunder. The phone rings, hello? I'm cast in a pilot. My life's been out of control just like an LA riot. I walked off the set, said to hell with this, all man. The phone's not even ringing and my life is in the can. The lesson. Yeah, final lesson here, of course it's number 3. Now remember, I'm an actor to be or not to be. When the going got tough, I climbed into the bottle. I'm back
quick on my feet now, revving my throttle on the climb to the top. It's the same old games. Now I'm kicking ass and I'm taking some names. Clawing, scraping, screaming, that was a long, hard crawl. But it was all worth it, I'm a box off the straw. Opportunity was there when I took it with a punch. Not now, baby, but let's do lunch. There's a big piece of pie and you should grab your portion. You can be like me, enjoying fame and fortune. Boom! That's the lesson. Go and learn it. It's the lesson. Go and learn it. It's the lesson. Peace out.